We are live in the Filterless podcast. What's up, Dr. KK? How you
Mikey,
been, brother?
Good morning, sir.
We have seen each other a tremendous amount lately.
You sick of me?
I've been loving it. Absolutely not, brother. I love our time together. It's I told you a couple weeks ago when I was going to dinner, and I thought we were going to dinner with y'all.
Yeah, you were
And then I get
disappointed.
home, and she's like, "No, we're not going to dinner with KK and Amal. We're going to dinner with other." And I was like, "Well, now I don't even want to go." But this weekend, we had a fantastic time. We spent a tremendous amount of time together.
Yeah.
We went to dinner on Thursday night to a new spot, and then we hung out pretty much all day Friday.
No.
Well, from like 5 o'clock in the afternoon to the next morning.
Yeah.
We had, and I'm suffering from it now because I have
Still?
a stupid gout.
Oh, dude, sorry
My
about
knee,
that. Shit,
bro,
I saw
from
that.
drinking too much wine and whatever else we did. But we went to a charity event for Jessica Hatch and had a fantastic time. It's her
nice.
first one that she's put on like this, and I thought it was run extremely well for the
same.
first one. They raised over $100,000. They were able to buy a wheelchair-accessible van for a family that has...
Adrian.
Yep, for Adrian, for a family that Adrian has spinal bifida. And now they're going to be able to go and be able to take him to all of his appointments and everything in a nice. New converted van.
Yeah.
And he's going to be able to live a much more normal life and help that family out tremendously. We had a fantastic time. We went to dinner after and just cut it up. And I absolutely had one of the best weekends I've had in a very, very, very long time.
It was nice. It was action-packed.
Yeah. So we got a lot to jump into today. First thing, we're going to go over some vaccine stuff that has just now come out, and it's specifically regarding a U.S. patent number 1078650B2 on September 29th, 2020, and it is the Ferritin nanoparticle compositions and methods to modulate cell activity. We're going to jump into that and kind of what this means and why this happened, and some conspiracy theories, regarding all of this. We're going to jump in from there to some Fauci stuff that's going on. Specifically going over an audio from a 2021 interview where he says we need to make it hard on people to give up their ideological bullshit, and basically saying that we've got to make these companies basically be the mandate because the U.S. government can't. But we need to make it very, very hard on people. I know a lot of people have heard this, but I think we should go over this again just because there are some new criminal complaints coming from the DOJ about some of the people that were around this, and we're going to pull that up. And I think they even have sent prosecutions at this point. I think.
I know they're talking about it. I don't know if it's happened
All right.
yet.
The thing that I really am excited about talking about today is Noah's Ark. Right?
Yeah.
So this has been fantastic. The Durupinar Formation in Turkey, there are some new ground-penetrating radar findings where they're seeing tunnels and columns like it's the inside of a boat that would have housed animals.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. It's on the site at Mount Ararat where the Bible even says that that's where it would be. We've seen this formation for decades to where it literally looks like a boat that was just propped up and then just sat for a very, very long time. And they've got some new findings that I think it's Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
Of course, we're going to go over the ongoing Iran conflict, the Strait of Hormuz blockade, Israel-Lebanon ceasefire, and the Trump war powers, because they had a 60-day basically war powers resolution. The clock expired, and now Congress is basically saying, well, if you want to do anything else in Iran, you've got to get approval through Congress. And Trump is basically saying, no president's ever done that. We're not going to start. And then we're going to jump into if we have time, the attempted assassination at the White House Correspondents Dinner.
No, we have to do that.
There's some very weird things surrounding that, especially since a judge stopped the ballroom from being built, and then we had this, and now it looks like there is an actual reason to build the ballroom, and I think that's going to go through now because of this assassination attempt. And then number 6, the MK Ultra developments plus the congressional inquiry. We've got some recent declassifications that confirm the CIA MK Ultra mind control drug experiments were 100% real, and they've got some new declassifications hearing on May 13th. So some more file releases on the 13th that we're going to jump into. So back to the top. We are going to jump right into it. So,
Yes.
the Rockefeller University Jeffrey M. Friedman describes using iron storage ferritin nanoparticles that bind to genetically engineered cell surface ion channels. It is basically a low-frequency RF wave or magnetic fields that heat the NPs. They open channels, calcium influx, trigger calcium-sensitive promoters to turn genes on and off. Basically, the conspiratorial view is that this is proof that injectable nanotech plus 5G RF could remotely control biology. It raises red flags on body autonomy and potential future government tech overreach. The mainstream is basically saying that, no, this is just pure research tool for engineered cells only and requires deliberate genetic modification first, no evidence of use in any approved vaccine or population-wide deployment. But I got to tell you, man, after reading a bunch of this stuff and going to some of the links that are here about the patent, the first thing that I don't really like is that this is Rockefeller doing this.
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah, that's a good one.
It seems like, especially over the last 100 years or so, the Rockefeller family has done tons of things that in the end have been very detrimental to the United States. Specifically, the education system.
Including medical education to the umpteenth degree, Mike.
And to have this patent be given in the time frame that it was, it just, I got to tell you, man, it's very conspiratorial.
So when people like me and my friends were talking about nanoparticles, vaccines, and everyone just immediately assumed we're just wackos. Is this not supportive evidence that there's something to it? At least something to it to where questions should be asked?
Well, my thing is why are we just now hearing about this? Why are we just now hearing that, or at least it's coming out?
Nanoparticles, when it came out, was like flat Earth. You know, like you say something and people just immediately dismiss you, but it's a thing. It's clearly a thing, man. You can make your mRNA. So mRNA, you give it a program, and then it will spit out a protein. It's like your body producing the chemical molecules needed for your body to function. Hormones, proteins, you name it. So if you can genetically manufacture a ferritin particle, and now we have a patent showing you that ferritin particles could be used somehow through frequencies to manipulate cells.
Right, through either a 5G or an RF frequency.
Yeah.
To be able to turn, basically what they're saying is they can turn them on and off.
It's almost like electrical magic, right? Where we figured out, hey, there's a remote control here. There's something else there through a certain frequency. I can send a signal to that thing and make it move like a car or something, make a little dog do a flip. Works through frequency.
Yeah.
So they have hacked the genome of us, and now they can manipulate it. And then they're giving you a mandatory shot.
Yeah.
You trust the shot?
No.
Okay. I mean, that's the thing. Is like, am I allowed to not trust it legally?
Yeah.
Should I be allowed to in America with the First Amendment right?
I'm asking you this. Are you asking me this as a doctor? Or
As
are
a
you asking
human,
me this
as a
an
human,
American?
as an American. Let's get to like what most
Absolutely.
Americans think and believe. Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, man, I think over time we have now seen, very good evidence that these mRNA vaccines were not as advertised.
No.
That we are having, heart issues. We are having rapid cancer issues. We are having, blood clots. And we're having them in people that shouldn't be getting them. I mean, these are young adults, young children, healthy people.
Yeah.
We have a friend of ours that is going through it right now, and she doesn't want to say it, but she works for a very, very large corporation, and they made her get a bunch of vaccines because she was traveling the world at the time for them. And she's going through it, man. I mean, she's in a bad way, like very bad, like knocking on death's door. And I'm not joking.
You saw the latest data that came out that had the cancer association with it. Did you see it? I sent it to you. It had a bunch of different cancers on there.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily go through it in detail, but I mean, people are at least suggesting the linkage. which is credible.
And now they're, I just put mRNA cancer associations just to see what would pop up. The first thing is now they have an mRNA cancer vaccine.
Yeah.
And are promising Nobel Prize winning technology in clinical trials for treating cancers like melanoma and lung cancer. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
I'm not putting an mRNA
Yeah. So
in my body.
it was an experiment. It was an experiment for the elites and the people who control this technology, which back to who? Technology similar to where you can do things like this. Let's say the Rockefellers are involved with this technology as well. I'm sure they are. They are, actually. That's not even a question. They're involved with everything. They bought every homeopathic medical school out there, and they're gone now. Like, doctors used to learn from plants and crushing plants and making their own, pharmacotherapies naturally. Now we all went to pharmaceutical-based, crude oil-based products. It's interesting when you think about it.
Well, and here's what's crazy. Cancer is rising in the U.S.,
Yes.
particularly among adults under 50, and for specific cancers like colorectal, breast, uterine, while overall cancer death rates are declining, but that's because of medicine and new technologies. 2025 projections show new cases crossing 2 million for the first time. That's crazy, dude.
I'm all for head-to-toe scanning routinely if you have risk factors for it. And that's not a popular medical opinion.
I got to tell you, man, I think if you took these mRNA vaccines, I think you should get scanned. I mean, there are so many people now.
I just want to remind all the humans out there that just because your doctor is not, recommending a head-to-toe scan, you have your full rights to, question things and do things on your own. So I think if you're above the age of 50 and you have any sort of risk factors, I'm personally for head-to-toe scanning.
Yeah.
At least once, just to get a baseline.
Just for the humans.
Yeah, just see what's going on.
And you're listening to this, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. That's just for the humans that are listening. All you aliens out there,
the reptilians.
You can skip over.
There's
this
reptilians under the earth. That's another conspiracy, maybe.
All right, jumping in from that to the Fauci stuff that's coming out. Core facts. Audio from a 2021 interview played by Rep. Rich McCormick. He's a Republican from Georgia, and he's a former ER doctor. During the June 3rd, 2024 House Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic hearing, Fauci discusses vaccine hesitancy and suggests institutional pressure to overcome what he called ideological bullshit. Later, he clarified that he wasn't dismissing all concerns and that he was just... It was taken out of context. But I don't see how you can take that out of context because it's literally a 5-minute phone call or interview. And he's very open about it. He basically says, once we get these corporations like Amazon and Walmart and places like this and the travel, people and the airplanes and stuff to say, hey, if you want to go somewhere, if you want to come to work, whatever, you got to get a vaccine or your life's going to be over basically, then their ideological bullshit will fade.
Right.
And, these are people that have every single right to say no to somebody injecting something in their body. And for a corporation to come to you and say, hey, if you don't get this, you can't work here. I think honestly that should be against the law.
Yeah.
I mean, you're forcing someone to take a medical intervention that was fast track approved, doesn't even have full approval.
Yeah. And a lot of people out there raising questions about it.
And a lot of people were raising questions while this was going on,
and
saying, and these are doctors. This is
Dr. Peter McCullough, famous for this.
Who holds patents for the
Cardiologist.
mRNA vaccines.
Not him. There's a different doctor.
Oh, that's a different.
You're talking about the one that was on Rogan.
Yeah.
Peter McCullough is a cardiologist who totally flipped script on the whole vaccine thing because there was a lot of heart stuff associated with it. Myocarditis, pericarditis, myocardial infarction to some degree. He's the one that exposed all that. And now it's like his life's work now. I'm proud of him. He's doing great.
Yeah. Have you read or skimmed through The Real Anthony Fauci, the book that RFK?
No, but I like RFK. I caught a lot of heat for that on Dr. Mike's page. You know Dr. Mike? You know this guy?
Oh, no.
You know the real handsome, younger family medicine? He's like the most famous doctor online.
Does he do his here too? Sometimes?
No, he's from, I think he's from New York or something. He's just some.
Okay. Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah, he has a podcast. It's cool. He's a
Yeah.
nice guy. I think his content is great, but he hates RFK. Hates him.
Really?
Hates him. Most doctors hate RFK. I am not in
Well,
a
you
big
know,
pool
I mean,
here.
I was an RFK guy from the very
Yeah,
beginning.
you were more than me.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I
you
mean,
were.
I donated a bunch.
Yeah,
to
you
his
were way
team.
more than me pro
Well,
RFK.
because I was like, at least this guy, he has a dedication
Yeah.
to a healthy movement.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, at the time, I couldn't have cared less about like geopolitical crap.
Yeah.
To me, it was like, let's get America
Yeah.
back. Let's get America healthy. Let's make sure that we're doing everything within our borders to make our people and our citizens safe
Yeah.
and healthy and things like. And I think RFK was the guy
I
to do
think
that.
he's anti-plastics in the food. I think he's anti.
But there is a new hearing. Let me pull this up because I'm pretty sure, and if not, I'll go into Grok and ask it. Where is it's number 2. Yeah, there's a new hearing on May. No, there's some. Let's look it up real quick. For the Fauci.
It's probably like, I don't know. Was that? I saw the interview that you sent me, the clip. But I don't know if it was new or old.
There are new prosecutions for some people that worked with, because they can't get Fauci.
He has immunity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, convenient. Convenient. There's some weird stuff with Fauci, dude. Really weird stuff. I'm gonna look into it actually.
Biden. What's the word?
What?
Where you can't get tried for it anymore.
Immunity?
Yeah. Let's just see what it pulls up, because I'm pretty sure there were some new prosecutions or directives from the DOJ. Let's see. Yeah, DOJ. Yeah, here it is. The DOJ indicted David Morans. He's Fauci's senior advisor from 2006 to 2022 on charges including conspiracy against the U.S., destruction, alteration, falsification of records, and concealment in federal investigations. Allegations involve using private Gmail to hide communications on COVID origins, the Wuhan EcoHealth research, and evading records request FOIA during inquiries. He faces up to decades in prison. This has renewed pressure on DOJ to pursue Fauci himself before the May 11th, 2026 statute of limitations deadline on certain COVID-related statements. So what I've heard is on this. So he has federal immunity.
Yeah.
He does not have state-by-state immunity.
Okay.
So each individual state could bring charges against Fauci, but they have to do it before May 11th because the statute of limitations runs out on these type of
It's in a
crimes,
week.
right? And so basically what they're saying is that even if the states do this, what Fauci's going to do, he's going to continue to appeal until it gets to the Supreme Court, right? Because then once it gets to the Supreme Court will have to decide, can someone with federal immunity from a president still get charged in a state for the crime that he was immune from? Because it's federal immunity, not
state.
technically state immunity. And so there are some diehard, me being one of them, people that want Fauci prosecuted, that is telling their state senators and things like that, let's do this. Like Texas, we should do it. Florida, you should do it. Tennessee, you should do this. Like, I think these states should go out and start to try and prosecute Fauci for this and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you right now, there is a lot of people in the United States, not just for COVID. And this is not just for the COVID virus. This is for the AZT bullshit when the AIDS scandal was happening. And he's using the exact same terminology, safe and effective.
Yeah.
This is a safe and effective vaccine. It's ridiculous, bro. And I'm going to be honest with you. I hope that at least one state opens up some kind of case against him state-wise to see, at least at that point, we would get all of the documents, right? Because then the
And
lawyers...
then we would have the Fauci files.
Right.
We'll have the Epstein files and
Exactly.
the Fauci files, and we'll see
And
how
so
much they
I'm
protect that one too.
really hoping that
Wow,
this
that's
that
good,
this
Mike.
happens.
Let's start that. I mean, let's Promote that.
I hope so.
Fauci files.
Even if nothing happens, it needs to come out.
Fauci files.
The Gmail accounts, all of these emails need to come out. We need to know exactly what they were saying behind closed doors about us and about these vaccines.
About the public.
And about the public. And to see what's actually going on.
Too many people out there asking too many questions. We told them that the vaccine would protect you from infection.
And it did none of that.
And it didn't even do its primary role. Isn't that not the primary role of a vaccine?
And then they changed it to where it's like, oh, well, that's not really what it does. It just makes it less.
It helps with your symptoms.
It makes it less of a symptomatic case. And it's like, how?
When
what are you talking
when the
about?
vaccine itself caused so many symptoms itself.
Right.
And then on top of that, don't forget this whole mRNA technology, making ferritins, making nanoparticles, controllable by 5G and 6G radio frequency. So if you put all this stuff together, I mean, we're allowed to ask questions here. Stop making us seem like we are the crazy ones here.
It just seems like there's so much information that ties together.
Connect the dots.
Yeah.
You have to connect the dots. That's my message to everyone. That's what we do.
Yeah.
Or
we try.
We try. At least we try. That's the key. There's too much out there, but you got to try.
So I think that there is a ton of information that needs to come out that should be FOIA requested. No. Even if you can't put the guy behind bars, we should know what happened.
Get the info. Yeah, we have a right to know.
We have a right to know what happened.
There's a lot of questions here, and they've slowly made Americans
let's just say, okay, we know we can't put Fauci in jail. We know.
Yeah,
we know.
It's fine.
Why wouldn't we still do the investigation?
Yeah, exactly. Get the information. Yes,
I mean, all-cause mortality, I think it's risen ridiculously. Since the...
Speaking of mortality, ask it what the mortality rate for COVID is.
Hold on.
No, mortality might be on the rise. I don't know. I know in Italy, I think they had more deaths than births, a lot.
Let's see. Since the coronavirus and the mRNA vaccine was introduced to the population, has all-cause mortality risen? Let's see what Grok has to say about this. I'm pretty sure I've seen this, actually. And I think it's up 20-something%. It might even be more than that. It's thinking really hard, too. Let's see what we come up with.
Yeah.
I don't think it likes this. I don't think it likes this question at all.
Look at that. No, it doesn't like that question. That's why AI is so biased, too. This is Grok. I use chat, and when they start glitching.
Yes, all-cause mortality in the U.S. rose sharply starting in 2020 with the introduction of COVID-19, but it has since declined substantially and returned close to pre-pandemic levels by 2024. The mRNA vaccines, first widely available in December 2020, are not linked to any increase in all-cause mortality, official CDC data. Yeah, of course the CDC is not going to say that. All right, so 2019 pre-pandemic baseline, 715.2. In 2020, it jumped 17% to 835. 2021 to 2022 remained elevated, peak pandemic years. But to be quite honest with you, by 21 and 2022, people weren't dying necessarily from COVID like they were in the very, very beginning. 2023 fell to 750.5. 2024, 722.1, down 3.8 from 2023. Excess deaths, total deaths above expected baseline. Excess deaths surged in 2020 to 2021, primarily due to COVID-19. They remained elevated in 2022, 2023, but by 2024, overall mortality had normalized near 2019 levels. Well, I guess I read that a little bit wrong because, Well,
I mean, I can tell you from personal experience, heart disease is on the rise and cancer's on the rise.
Yeah, you're seeing this every day.
Oh, yeah. Right? The whole medical world is, and we're trying to warn people there's something weird. We never used to see stents and blockages and heart attacks in anyone less than 40. I'm not saying ever, but it was rare. It was rare.
Well, and I'm not saying that it's 100% the vaccines.
No, I'm not either.
But when you're poisoning your body every day with the type of food that we're putting into it every single day,
it's poison.
All this processed foods, all of the pest control products that are sprayed on our crops, all of these things, and then you add this mRNA vaccine to it. It's like anything. Will one little bitty drop of poison do it? No. But if you're poisoned at every single thing that you're starting to put in your body, from the water to the food to the vaccines to the pills that you take, all of it is just a little bit of poison. Well, over time, guess what? You're poisoning your body, and this is what happens to us. We become morbidly obese. We become, we don't do much. We sit around, mope all the time. Depression's through the rise, right? On so high, right? It's crazy, everything that's going on. We were a happier, healthier society 35, 40 years ago than we are today. And we're more technologically advanced, and we spend way more money on it than we ever have. And we're worse off. And it's like, something's got to change. We can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over and expect a different result. It's ridiculous.
Okay, here's the conspiracy question for you. We all agree with radiation, 5G, 6G, plastics everywhere, refined sugars, processed foods, chemtrails, if that's a thing. I haven't gotten into that yet, but I'm going to look into that. We are killing ourselves as a population, right? Cancer, heart disease, fertility, all those things.
Huge.
We're just gonna
microplastics.
we're just gonna pretend like that's not like a huge thing right now.
I know.
So that's the thing. There's a lot of stuff going on. Now, here's the conspiracy question for you. Is any of that stuff manufactured by some sort of evil intention? Whether it's for financial gain or for depopulation or something like that.
Well, I think that's a relatively given thing.
So there's families out there. Let's say there's monarchies out there, people out there, some elite group of people out there, going back to our original family we were talking about. Do you think that there is some degree of like an sinister intention there?
I think the facts show it perfectly.
Yes.
I think we have an opioid pandemic in our country that was manufactured by a single family.
Yeah. That's true.
One family did it.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's 100% true. And they got fined for it. They had to pay $60 billion. They made $200 billion, and they only had to give $60 billion back. So that's a $140 billion gain to kill tens of thousands.
No, but
of people.
did they do it for financial gain?
Of course
only?
they did. Of course
Or
they did.
Is there other stuff going on?
Of course they did. They hide behind science.
Yeah.
They hide behind, you knew about all of these things. Like Fauci knew that AZT killed people. He knew it.
Yeah.
That they had to pull it off the market because it was killing people. It was killing cancer patients faster than cancer was. And then they were like, well, we'll give it to AIDS patients and it'll kill them.
Yeah.
And they killed people. They boldface killed them by giving them these drugs.
No, it's weird, man. There's a lot of stuff out there when it comes to the polio vaccine and the Congo. There's some weird stuff there. I don't know all the details, but where there's smoke, there's fire.
Well, and I got to tell you, I don't even know if we had a polio pandemic or if we had a glyphosate pandemic.
Yeah.
Because apparently what happens when you ingest that much glyphosate is almost the identical thing to what happens when you get polio. Did you know this?
No, I don't know. I don't know about the polio stuff.
Watch this, bro.
I don't know about it.
I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. Does glyphosate
I don't know
cause what do you
polio-like symptoms?
Polio like. Let's see if Grok likes this one or not. There's something that was introduced around the same time that polio became a very large thing. And the one thing that they noticed was that animals were actually getting polio or polio-like symptoms. Well, polio can't be given from a human to an animal. And so basically, I think what they were saying is like the glyphosate was causing the animals that were eating the plants to show polio-like symptoms. And so they thought, oh, well, polio's jumping from humans to animals. Well, it's impossible for that to happen.
Oh, so that it caused a scare?
Yeah, let me see. There was something, it might have not been glyphosate. What? I want to get this because I've read multiple articles about it. I thought it was glyphosate, but it might be something else. Are you finding anything back there, Adib, about this? No. Maybe I'm just reading. Maybe my brain's not braining.
I don't know about the glyphosate, but I mean, I know there's what you're saying. There's something weird.
Yeah, see, glyphosate emerged commercially in the 1970s as polio cases surged in the U.S.
There you
Polio
go.
epidemics peaked in the 1940s and 50s, coincided with the early pesticide introductions like DOT. Oh, it's DOT. It's DOT.
DDT.
DDT, sorry. Does DDT and polio have similar symptoms? Close enough. It's DDT.
No.
That's what it was. And I'm about 99% sure that it says that it was right around the same time as DDT was put into our food supply that we started to see, let me see. Despite some superficial overlap in neurological effects at high exposures, the underlying causes, mechanism, disease patterns. So polio symptoms, mild, non-paralytic, paralytic polio, DDT poisoning, early acute tingling, numbness, neurological tremors, chronic low level, possible liver effects. So yeah, they were saying that DDT was sometimes sprayed during polio outbreaks to kill flies and suspected vector, but this was ineffective and unrelated to the disease's cause. Polio existed long before DDT, which is true, but what I'm talking about is like the cases just exponentially exploded once DDT was in the food supply and water supply. But there's a bunch more research that you can do on this, but that's what it was. I knew my brain wasn't that far off. All right, jumping into the next one, I'm super excited about this. So Durupinar Formation in Turkey. So this is the formation that over the last few decades, people have thought, because of where it's at, it's on Mount Ararat, because of where it was and the overall size of the vessel, or what they think was a vessel, which is 515 feet, which is the biblical dimensions of what it's supposed to be. They now have some ground-penetrating radar updates that show that it was evidence that it was a man-made vessel, because they are seeing solid beams, they're seeing corridors, they're seeing tunnels inside here. And if it's just a formation of rocks, you wouldn't see those type of things if it's a natural formation. And we're gonna pull some pictures up of this. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think that this is Noah's Ark? And if it is, what does that do for us? Like, what does that show us? And what do we think this means for
Humanity?
history?
Yeah. That's great. I think it is Noah's Ark because I've heard about this for a long time.
Yeah.
It was part of a crazy conspiracy. I always said they know where the Ark is. I've said that since I was a kid. Everyone thought I was crazy. Now I have photographical evidence and radar evidence that that's probably where the Ark is. It doesn't change what I think. I just want to make it mainstream. My question for everyone else is why is it not mainstream? Who's prevented it from being mainstream? Because what does it do? It takes people back to biblical history. And guess what? You know what's crazy? All three religions believe in that.
Yeah.
All three of them.
Yeah.
Like, what's
three
the
main
problem?
religions. Yeah.
Yes, they all do. What's the problem?
And a flood story is not just in like Christian or Catholicism or even Islam-based religions. It's
in a
every
lot.
religion.
Yeah, it's in a lot.
It's in like 90% of all cultures across the globe that there was a great flood.
Yeah.
And so for me, I think that this is just another testament to how true a lot of these biblical facts are.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Chariots at the bottom of the Red Sea, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
And if you look at some of these pictures, you can see the ground penetrating radar. It does show like these are open little areas all throughout, and these are like tunnels or corridors that go throughout the entire space of what looks like a dadgum boat. I mean, it looks directly like a ship was sat there and just over time just degraded and went back into the earth. But now we can see below the earth, and this is not a natural formation. This is not natural for sure. And now they know that. And I think what they're going to start doing is they're going to start putting holes in and bringing samples out to see if they can get any kind of organic matter from here. The problem is going to be is that you're going to have governments come in and try to, basically say that you're not going to be able to do this. I can
Well,
almost guarantee you that
no.
they're not going to be able to go in and excavate that.
Good. It
area.
belongs to Turkey. I trust it in Turkey's hands, and more than other people's hands.
Well, I mean, they
You know?
are a mainly Christian country, so
No, they're mainly Muslim.
Muslim.
Yeah, but they believe in this. This is part of their beliefs. We all do. I think it's great. It's just I just want to know who's been protecting it from being explored for so long. I don't know. Like, what's the incentive to not go in there and like explore it? Like,
Okay. In 2024, they took 88 random soil samples inside and outside of that ship shape. And what they showed was that the soil inside the ship, so inside the walls of that, what looks like a ship, had 3 times more organic matter than right outside and 38% more potassium. What that shows is that the soil is unique. And the grass in the fall, sorry, it's an ad that popped up. I was reading this. Has a yellower color just inside it. Yeah. And so basically what they're saying is that whatever was inside the boat was much, much, much more alive.
Or organic material, for sure.
Than what was just directly on the outside.
Yeah. But
which means that there was probably something inside the boat.
There is something inside the boat. I think, but it's crazy that like I'm just as excited as you about this. But it's like, where's the world? How come we're the only ones, us and some dude at the New York Post who wrote this article, believe this to be true? This has been out there for years and years and years. I want to know who's blocking it. Someone's blocking it.
Yeah.
Who's blocking it? That's what I want to know. I've always thought this was it.
Ancient coral and seashells uncovered by researchers could prove that one time this area was underwater.
Interesting.
And it's 6,500 feet above sea level.
Yeah. That's cool. That's a good one.
That's
Seashells
crazy, right?
in the ark. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy.
So to me, man, I think that this is just another thing that says that the Bible's true.
Oh, yeah.
And that we should absolutely believe what these things are saying.
Yeah.
That we are people of a God.
Yeah, for sure.
And we were created.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
that we have destiny.
Yeah.
And we have a soul.
Souls, all that.
And there's a heaven.
Yes.
And there's a hell.
Yeah.
And there's good.
Yeah.
And there's evil.
Yes.
And I think we're seeing all of it play out right in front of our eyes. What a fantastic time to be alive.
Yeah. This is good. I like this.
I love it. Do some more research on this Noah Ark and read your Bibles. Yeah. All right. Jumping into the big thing that we normally talk about on this pod over the last few weeks, especially since all of this kicked on. The Iran conflict, the Strait of Hormuz blockade, the Israel-Lebanon ceasefire, and the Trump war powers. Here are some facts. As of May 3rd, 2026, U.S.-Israel strikes began February 28th. There is a ceasefire that has been extended, but it's extremely fragile. The U.S. maintains a naval blockade. Sounds like we've got something going on outside. I don't know if y'all can hear all those sirens or not, but hopefully this place isn't on fire. If it is, we'll be back shortly. The U.S. maintains its naval blockade of Iranian ports. 20% of global oil flows through that port, and that's one of the reasons why oil and gas is so expensive right now, and fuel prices are skyrocketing. Iran has submitted a 14-point proposal. And Trump basically says has not paid a big enough price. Israel continues limited operations versus Hezbollah despite the truce and despite the ceasefire going on between Lebanon and Israel. The 60-day war powers resolution clock expired, but Trump says that, well, it hasn't technically expired because we're on a ceasefire, and so those days don't actually go into the 60-day part. But he also said that every single president that's done something like this, including Obama in Libya and Clinton in Kosovo, they go past the 60 days and they never have to ask Congress, and the courts rarely intervene, and Congress rarely forces a cutoff. So that's kind of where we're at right now. What are your thoughts on the whole Iran conflict, where we're going from here, what you see happening? And I know you've got a lot of information on this, so I'll just let you go at it.
Thanks, baby. I want to know, what's the motivation for not getting congressional approval to have this war? Because don't you think he'll have it? Or he doesn't want his base to show their cards and be able to show their constituents, yeah, I'm for this war or I'm against this war. It's almost like giving Congress a pass. Like they don't have to answer the question whether or not they want it or not back to their constituents who need their votes. I think there's something there. As far as where we're at with the ceasefire, I don't know. I haven't heard about any action in the Strait recently, Mike, which is good. I don't want anyone to die. I don't want any ship to get blown up. I want peace and prosperity for the world. I'm not for war, and I'm specifically not for this war.
Yeah.
I think we have been the aggressors in this war. If it stopped today, I'd be happy, and a lot of Americans would be happy. I don't see what the main purpose of this is. I think the justification for this war is not there. Like if you had to put this war on trial, say, okay, Americans, let's form a grand jury.
Mm-hmm.
These are the facts. Is this war worth it for you as an American? What's your MO, if you will?
Yeah.
What is your motivation?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing it. And I think a lot of people agree with me. You know?
Yeah. Well, basically, what it's saying here is that Trump's stated motivations for not seeking or extending congressional approval under the War's Powers Resolution is basically a claim that the war is already over and a preference for unilateral executive action. It's playing out right now following the U.S. strikes on Iranian targets that began the 28th. I think you're right. I think if it went to Congress, the way AIPAC buys all these congressional seats, I think everybody says yes to it.
Yes,
so
and it would show their cards.
Yeah, so I don't 100% know why he wouldn't go to Congress.
That's a good reason.
Unless he knows that they're going to vote it down. But it seems to me like both sides of the aisle are. I mean, they're screaming at him for doing it, but they always scream at him for doing it. But if you voted, I don't think they would vote against.
They would not vote it down.
The Israel portion
That's
of it.
right. That's right. That's right. You understand the lobby now. Yes, they would not. Says 93% of the Senate. Donated, funded by them.
Yeah.
Congress, same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I think that's a good reason why it's not going to Congress. It should. It most definitely should.
Well, I think Trump did what he wanted to do initially, which was go in and decimate their military. I know that you don't think it happened exactly like they said it did.
I like the Lego videos.
I don't. They're awesome. They're really
I like
good
the
at
Lego videos.
They're really good
I
at
like them.
They're really good at them.
Are they all propaganda?
Yes, of course.
I think there's truth to a lot of the Lego videos.
There's truth in all propaganda. There has to be.
Yeah,
there has
it's
to
good
be
truth.
a layer of it.
It's good
yeah,
truth.
There has to be a layer of it.
Okay.
And our propaganda is the same way. We'll feed a little bit of truth, a whole bunch of lies.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think the economic damage is the way to move forward now. I think the blockade is probably working. How much of the truth we're getting out of anyone is always my concern. Obviously, you can tell that the block is blocking something just because oil and gas is tough right now.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, I was in Lake Charles the other day with our buddy Chris. We had an EO event out there, and we were at the Nugget, which is right there where all the boats come in and all that kind of stuff. You've got all the refineries and everything. There was 100 times more boats
than normal.
You could just see, like, it was constant. Constant. They were picking up oil or dropping off whatever it was, petroleum products of some kind.
So the U.S. is selling oil more than it ever did.
Apparently.
Okay,
I saw it with my own eyes.
Okay, are we gonna? Great,
Yeah.
U.S. Pay off the debt, make the dollar stronger, make our lives easier.
Yep.
That's fine, but I don't think we're gonna see that. That's my concern with this whole selling of oil. I know you're for it. I would be for it too, if the piggy bank of the United States belonged to the citizens.
Yeah.
You see?
You're talking about naturalizing oil at that point then.
I'm talking about making this world a better place for its citizens. That's what I'm talking about.
I understand, but the way the U.S. works with its oil and gas is that you as an individual can go out, you can buy a piece of dirt. If you have the mineral rights, you own whatever's under that dirt, and you can pump it and sell it to whoever you want, basically. I mean, the government does step in and say, oh, you can't sell it to Russia, or you can't sell it to Iran, or whatever. There are regulations on this. But, pumping oil and gas out of the dirt and sending it overseas and
I'm all
creating
for
those checks.
pumping. I'm all for pumping.
I'm 100% on
Like
board
Beverly
for that.
Hillbillies stuff. You go out there and remember that show, Beverly
Yeah.
Hillbillies, and
Yeah.
at the beginning.
I mean, it is what runs the world.
Yeah,
right.
I'm for it.
It is the global.
I'm not for
lifeblood.
nationalizing oil, Mike. Nope.
No.
No.
You do not want to nationalize things.
No.
You do not want the government running things.
Right.
Look at go to the DMV.
Yeah.
See how they run that. crap.
Mossadegh in the 50s in Iran tried to nationalize his oil against British Petroleum. Apparently they owned it.
Right.
Apparently he's in charge of his own government, his own country, and another government's companies owned your oil. I'd be pissed too.
Well, I mean,
right?
that's what happens in the U.S.
Yeah, but I mean,
Technically.
yeah.
So, but they wanted to nationalize the oil, and that's why we went in and did what we did with the helping of the UK at the time.
God
because
forbid
of British Petroleum.
countries have
I
sovereignty.
got to tell you, there's not a lot of people that know that story.
No.
I mean, I was talking with people that should know this.
They don't know.
Had no idea.
How are they going to know? Who's
Had
telling
no
them?
idea that
It's
we
only
came
the
in.
internet freaks like us that know this shit,
Yep.
dude. CNN's not going to say it. Fox News ain't going to say it. No one's going to say it. This is why it's important that we connect the dots through history.
Yeah.
You know, give people a context of why people went to war, why things happened, why regimes changed. Hear both sides of the story, because I promise you, your side of the story in this country, I'm sorry, it's flawed. It's flawed. And that's our main message to people, I think.
But it's flawed because we're given flawed information.
Yeah, exactly.
On purpose.
Who owns the information? Who owns the
Right.
flow of information? People that benefit from that version of history.
Yeah.
Yeah, time and time again.
Yeah.
We just have to wake up and see it more.
All right. Jumping from that to the attempted assassination attempt at the White House Correspondents Dinner. Here are the facts. April 25th, 2026, Washington Hilton. Suspect Cole Thomas Allen. By the way, did you see the one tweet on that one account where it just said Cole Thomas Allen or Cole Allen, and that's all it said? Did you see this?
It had a weird name to it.
2023?
And had a weird handle name to
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I saw that.
And
But
the only thing that they ever posted
yeah,
was one name.
right. No, I saw
Ever.
that. And it had a weird
kinda crazy.
handle. It was the handle. The handle was weird. But
Yeah.
what was the point
So
of
he's
that?
a 31 Californian. He breached a checkpoint with a shotgun, pistol, knives, fired at a Secret Service agent. He was tackled before reaching the Trump admin officials. DOJ charged him with attempted assassination of the president and firearms crimes. His manifesto referenced anger at Trump officials. New CCTV DOJ video released showing canine alert ignored, which was the craziest thing. He was basically down the hallway with these guns and knives and everything. A canine alerted, and the cop with the canine was like, hey, shh, sit down. Like, you're alert. And it's like, what are you supposed to be doing there? Like, if the dog alerts, you should say, hey, buddy, do you have anything in that backpack of yours that you shouldn't have? I don't understand exactly what happened here. This is the third apparent attempt on Trump since 2024. Armed gunman opens fire at White House Correspondents Dinner targeting Trump. How close was this, and what does it say about the temperature of the political rhetoric? Also, I think that the conspiracy theory surrounding this is that it was a staged assassination by the Trump administration to get the ballroom built. Because basically what a judge said, they blocked the ballroom from being built, saying that there was no credible reasons for them to build this ballroom. The only reason that you would build a ballroom on the White House lawn like you are doing is if there is safety concerns and things like this. Well, now there is definitely safety concerns, and I think the ballroom's going to get greenlit. And as far as conspiracy theories go, this one actually there might be some truth to this one. How much Trump was involved in the conspiracy, if the conspiracy theory is true, I don't know, because this could have been done by so many different people. But it is kind of crazy about the tweet that just said the name Cole Allen. So what are your thoughts on that? What do you think happened?
I'm a guy who doesn't believe in the lone gunman theory anymore. So, like, what's the guy that the lone gunman for JFK? What's his name? I keep forgetting. Oswald? No, not Oswald.
Say it again.
The guy who killed Kennedy supposedly from the library.
Oh,
What the hell's his name?
oh,
Gosh,
why am I blanking?
why are we blanking on that?
I know.
Shit, too much info.
Yeah, that's the problem. Lee Harvey Oswald.
Lee Harvey Oswald. Okay. Lee Harvey Oswald, victim of MK Ultra. Tyler James Robinson, the current man under trial in the murder of Charlie Kirk, potential MK Ultra type situation. He was in, I want to say, what kind of commercial was he in? CIA?
BlackRock.
BlackRock was the guy who assassinated Trump supposedly in Butler. Attempted assassination on Butler. He was the BlackRock.
Yes, tried to.
Tyler James Robinson did something with the CIA. There's an affiliation with him and the CIA. Butler guy, that was the BlackRock guy.
Yep.
This guy, he was in another video of some kind too.
Well, and Erica Kirk.
Erica Kirk was in a CIA video. I mean, I'm just questioning all these appearances.
So this Twitter handle, Henry Martinez, on December 21st, 2023, tweeted out one name. And it just said, Cole Allen.
Okay. Weird.
And he is the name of the suspect in the 2026 White House Correspondents Association dinner shooting.
Was it a warning?
How is this?
Maybe it was a warning.
Maybe Twitter account made a post with the shooter's name almost 2.5 years ago, and the header of that account has an image from a website called Time Machine.
That's what it was. Wow. It's a warning. It's a warning. How can it not be a warning? I mean, I think it's a warning. I'm not crazy, am I? No. Well, then you're asking, is time travel real?
So on that, I don't think it's real. Because of the fact that there have been many Twitter accounts that have done a similar thing, like predicting future stuff, not really predicting, because what they really do is change the date on their computer. Like currently today is May 2nd, May 3rd. They would just change the date and then they will post a tweet and then that's the day it will show.
Okay, yeah, but wouldn't Twitter be able to tell that it was just a backdated tweet and it actually was posted at recently? Wouldn't that be able to? I think that would be easily debunked, wouldn't it? Here's what I think happens. I think what they do is, again, these are all disinformation campaigns. These are all propaganda. So if you were the CIA, right, and you had 2,000 people that you were MK Ultraing to do these types of things, right? Wouldn't it be fantastical if you went and opened up these little accounts everywhere? Because you can open up 1 million Twitter accounts. And then all the people that you're MK Ultraing, you just do this to it. You just put their name, Cole Allen, and then put Time Machine. Yeah. Because when something happens, because they know eventually they're going to flip the light switch on some of these people. That it disinformations everything, and it triggers these things to be like, oh, there's time travelers and all this kind of, when all it is the CIA messing with people.
Okay, maybe, but if I was the CIA, I wouldn't want a tweet like that existing currently.
Why? Because what it does is it gives more ammunition to conspiracy theories.
I get that part, but it could be there's another conspiracy that it could actually be someone with a good soul out there who's trying to warn us. Maybe somebody who was involved.
So you believe in time travel?
Okay.
Maybe.
One quick thing. I want you to search up the Twitter banner of the guy who posted that tweet.
The Henry Martinez, Henry MA 79561893. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah. So if you search that up, his Twitter banner is like decrypted. But if you people use some software to show it like fully what the picture actually means. It's the Trump shooting from 2024, I believe.
Yeah, see, I don't necessarily believe that the photo overlay does anything, to be honest with you. But how crazy is it that there's a name, Cole Allen, December 21st, 2023, just randomly tweeted by time travel.
But that's what we're trying to figure out. Is that tweet real? A deep saying is that it could possibly be a fake. See, now we have to argue over the validity of the damn post itself. And in the day of AI, it's just going to be so much worse. No one's going to believe anything. So imagine, even if people are leaving us breadcrumbs, how much harder it is going to be to decipher the truth, because it'll be so easily discounted as fake news.
Here we go. Here it is right here. Here's this Henry Martinez. One tweet ever, dude.
So this is a real page that's still up.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think this kind of discredits a deep...
And they're saying that this picture right here, when you overlay the Trump photo of him like this,
it does, okay.
But to be honest with you, the way this picture is, you could probably almost
It's
overlay.
like looking at a cloud.
Yeah, you could probably almost overlay any image and get it to look like it's inside the image. But what they're saying is that basically, if you overlay, and I wish there was that. I wish we could find that.
Doesn't it
overlay
have?
image.
And then doesn't it have twin towers in the background? I think.
I don't know.
Didn't it have
Let me
twin
see,
towers
let me
in the
see.
background? Let's look at that picture, because if that's real, this is crazy. Because obviously it's real, because like Mike said, Adib, if this was fake news, they would have taken it down already.
Yeah. So basically, what they're saying. Let me go here so you can kind of see what they're talking about here. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're taking this image here and basically overlaying that image and saying that it somehow matches up. But it doesn't make any sense to me how that.
Well, I mean,
how that works.
It requires some imagination. I don't know.
It requires a lot of imagination.
I think we should, I don't know. It should be investigated.
Yeah, it says right here, it's not hidden. It's not hidden within an AI abstract digital picture. Yeah. It didn't look like it was to me either.
Yeah.
That seems to be. But how crazy is it
that the tweet exists?
That the tweet exists.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, and then if you want to get into the Barron Trump book, that's a crazy one too.
That's
a crazy one too, man. I mean, we're just supposed to ignore the fact that this thing exists. Yeah. Like I'm going to go back into that one. I knew it at one point pretty well. And
yeah, I think you can buy that book still.
Yeah, I would love to read that book. I'd love to read that book just because it could be something there, man.
Well, I got to tell you, if it wasn't a staged assassination attempt, this just absolutely helped Trump build that ballroom.
It reeks, man. The whole story reeks. That's my take on it. I'm not saying for sure I know he's MK Ultra, but I know MK Ultra exists. Let's put it that way.
Well, let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
There's some new MK Ultra developments plus a congressional inquiry. Recent declassifications confirm CIA MK Ultra mind-controlling drug experiments, including Korean War POWs. Yeah. Rep. Anna Paulina Luna, thank God for her, chair of the Oversight Task Force on Declassification of Federal Secrets, announced May 13th, 2026 hearing on MK Ultra, the program history, declassification, and oversight, potential for further file releases. So basically, both sides are saying this is a long overdue sunlight on deep state experiments. Transparency is freedom.
Yeah.
The old program, 1950s to the 1960s, some survivor claims remain unverified. But in my mind, if you think that this MK Ultra stopped in the 60s, you are an idiot.
Right. That's the question to the people that don't believe us. It's like, okay, you acknowledge that the CIA did really, really bad stuff in the 50s and 60s after the assassination of JFK. Let's just point that timeline out there too. It's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
Okay, you acknowledge that they did those things. Some of these people even acknowledge that they could have been involved in the Kennedy assassination. Same people, but then you tell them that these projects are ongoing today and they look at you like a deer in headlights. And that's the part that I never understood, is that you would acknowledge the fact that some bad stuff went on in the past, but somehow, some way, the American people were able to employ the CIA with like good, benevolent human beings now. Yeah, it's like you're acknowledging that government program went astray. But somehow we got it back in 2026?
Yeah, didn't happen.
Right. It's delusion to me.
Delusion.
It's delusion.
It's delusion. It's mass delusion too. And I mean, and then when you figure out how connected these things were to like the JFK assassination and Whitey Bulger and like all of Allen Dulles and all of these people that are listed right here, Ted Kaczynski, Whitey Bulger, Ken Kesey, Robert Hunter, Frank Olson. I mean, it's incredible the amount of dots that can be connected with all of these things. Right? Yeah. And then you find out that some of these people that are trying to assassinate are in BlackRock commercials and things like that. Yeah. And we know that BlackRock is completely connected to the CIA. Yeah. I mean, they're doing overseas investments and things like that for the CIA. Mm-hmm. Obviously, these things are happening. And for people to think that our government still doesn't do these types of things, it blows me away.
It does.
It blows me away that people can trust The same people that will sit there and lie straight to your face.
It's like everyone acknowledges that they don't trust the government. When you actually try and call them out on it, they look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
It is like
And what's crazy is that this really happened.
Yes,
There's
and-
documentation of Johns going into brothels to go get a trick from a prostitute. And the prostitute gives them a drink and they trip balls for 8 hours for the CIA to see what happens.
in a double-sided mirror.
Right.
This is declassified
It's
information.
declassified. This happened to U.S. citizens on U.S. soil.
Yes.
It's the craziest thing.
But you try and tell them that, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, maybe once. I don't know. They're not doing it anymore." Or, it's like, whoa.
The CIA says they did it.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
they're like, yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
Exactly. And that, that's a perfect segue into what we talk about with the breeding of politicians today, Mike. I think that's a real thing, bro.
Yeah.
If you listen to Marjorie Taylor Greene Tucker, that interview right there, they talk about it.
Well, I got to tell you, even if I don't believe that they're breeding politicians, they are absolutely handpicking people and creating politicians.
Creating
out of
them, yeah, that's
right.
Yeah.
I think Obama was that. I think J.D. Vance was that.
I think Clinton too.
Clinton.
Clinton.
I mean, he was a no-time governor.
Bush.
of Arkansas.
But Bush. You think it's a coincidence that Papa Bush wasn't he CIA?
Yeah,
Wasn't Papa Bush CIA?
the director of the CIA.
Okay, so isn't that like a nice consolidation prize for the guy who's got a lot of secrets?
Yeah.
Like, hey, oh, by the way, like we know that this is, but hey, we'll make you president one day.
I'm telling you, man. I agree with you. I don't know if they're breeding them necessarily. They are absolutely handpicking, bringing them up, and creating presidents and vice presidents out of these people.
Yes.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
that's happening.
So they're bought and sold before they even get there. That's what
Before they
Marjorie.
even get there.
That's what Marjorie Taylor Greene was alluding to. It's a big deal. So you really got to know who you're voting
Obama was
for.
he was a senator for 18 months before he became president.
Was
think.
he?
He was a community organizer.
Just like Vance.
yeah,
Yeah, it's very similar.
very, very.
I
Similar.
mean, these guys just rose to the top in politics in a very short period of time.
6 months.
Without necessarily building a huge national following.
Yeah.
So how did they get all the funding pushed behind them?
Well, Peter Thiel has something to say about
Yeah, Peter too has something to say about J.D. Vance for sure. So I mean, yeah,
And I guarantee you, if you really look at Obama, it wouldn't surprise me at all if Soros isn't connected to that guy.
oh, big time he is.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of proof of that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of connection between
Yeah.
that because Soros is basically Mr. DNC at this point. Or
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You don't need to go very far to make
yeah,
that
Hillary
connection.
Clinton saying he's one of the top. What did she call him? Oh, I think he even got an award from the
Yeah.
Clintons, didn't he? Yeah. It's just insane, man. What's going on in our country right now is nothing short of horrible. I mean, we're getting lied to every day.
Mm-hmm.
There are wars happening that we're not even privy to.
Right.
I mean, all we're seeing is the stuff that they're allowing us to see.
But speaking of that, remember when CNN became famous? Did you ever see that one movie with CNN and it had the guy that played Batman, the original Batman? What's his name? You know what I'm talking about. The guy that played the original Batman.
Man,
God,
don't
what's
have me
his
lying.
name, man? He was in that movie about CNN becoming famous.
Who played Batman originally?
You know this guy.
Adam West.
No, the guy in the movie. I'll figure it out.
Robert. All right.
You like this guy. We just haven't seen him in a long time.
Okay, we got Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, George Clooney, Val Kilmer, Keanu Reeves.
Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton.
Oh, I like Michael
Yeah, everyone loves Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton was in this one show or movie, if you will, about how CNN became the little engine that could and became popular. It was during the Iraq War because CNN was like boots on the ground and showing people the actual war. Where are our...
it's called Live from Baghdad.
Where are our Michael Keatons in 2026? Why are there no journalists parked in the straight willing to risk it just to get us some footage?
Well, here's the other thing that I don't understand. How can we not see like real footage of all of these wars going on?
That's what I'm saying. Where are the Michael Keatons
I
of the
don't know.
world?
Yeah, that's
why
kind
do
of
they not
weird.
exist?
I don't know.
I mean, don't you think if somebody was legally allowed to go to the straight right now and just set up a camera and just watch what's going on, don't you think we'd like to see it from time to time? Here's a live stream of the Strait of Hormuz.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Okay, where is it?
Yeah.
Why doesn't even Iran have that? Or maybe they do. But if we were allowed to watch it, we'd be like, can't do that.
Yeah,
You know, because it's propaganda.
I agree.
Yeah.
Wait, you all need to research about Cuba as well, because Trump yesterday said that he's going to take immediate action or immediately take over Cuba.
What?
And the Cuban president also responded.
Trump wants Cuba. Trump wants Greenland. Trump wants all these people not doing anything to us.
Trump teases U.S. will be taking over Cuba almost immediately in Florida speech. Let's see if we can get President Trump appeared to joke during remarks at the Forum Club of the Palm Beaches in Florida Friday that the U.S. would be taking over Cuba almost immediately while recognizing attendees, including former Rep. Dan Micah. And he comes from originally a place called Cuba, which we will be taking over almost immediately. Cuba's got problems. We'll finish one first. I like to finish a job. I think he's talking about Iran. So I guess what we talked about last week, where I was hoping that once we get this Iran conflict kind of under control, that we kind of concentrate on the United States only. Doesn't look like that's
Doesn't
gonna
look like
happen
that's
at all.
happening, Mike.
Looks like we're jumping right from one into the next.
Military-industrial complex at its finest.
On the way back from Iran, we'll have one of our big, maybe the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier, the biggest in the world. We'll have that come up in, stop about 100 yards offshore.
This is like Game of
and they'll
Thrones.
say, "Thank you very much, we give up."
How is this not Game of Thrones? How is this not like Empire Wars? This is crazy.
It is crazy.
This is crazy.
It is crazy.
And then, you know, I'm ex-MAGA. You know that.
Yeah.
I claim to be ex-MAGA, anti-Zionist. And apparently that ruffles some feathers.
Bro, you're 2 for 2. You're 2 for 2.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, man, I got to tell you, I think Trump's just going to go all in. I think Trump's going to do whatever Trump thinks is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And if he thinks it's the right thing to do, it's happening.
he's
He
confident.
doesn't have to worry about getting elected again. Obviously, I think that he doesn't even care about the midterms anymore. I think he knows that they're lost. And I think that he's just going to do everything in his power over the next 8 months to make sure that he pushes everything through that he possibly can. And if he loses the midterms, he loses the midterms.
Yeah.
And he'll just do everything through executive orders, which I think is not the right way to lead. I mean, honestly.
No.
I understand the benefits of being able to do the executive orders. The problem with the executive orders is that they can be undone with the stroke of a pen as well. I'm very, very happy that we got the big, beautiful bill in. CapEx expenditures over the United States has gone up tremendously. That's one of the reasons why the stock market's doing so well, even with oil and gas being so high right now. I think that if we can get the Strait of Hormuz open in the next 8 weeks or so, I think that we'll be in good shape moving into third and fourth quarter.
Let's just
I
leave.
just don't think it's going to happen.
Let's just leave.
I mean, you're dealing with ideological theocracy over there that has no reason to stop.
No, they're in a good position. They're in a
I'm not even saying they're in a good position, but why would you stop? Why would you give up at this point?
Okay, they're in a better position than us because we're over there and they're in their homes. Okay, we have to. You know how much money? Okay, did you see the
Better
CNN?
position than us?
Yes.
No.
Well, okay.
We're still sitting here doing a podcast.
Well, they could. I'm sure they have. Well, I don't know if they have podcasts. They probably don't have podcasts over there. First Amendment. That's why we have to protect the First Amendment so much.
Agreed.
And second.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a Second Amendment
Yeah,
guy.
but to say
But
they're in better shape than us, bro, that's a little crazy.
okay. Well, okay.
They're in better shape than we want them to be.
Did you
that's
see?
for sure.
Did you see CNN's report on how much money we lost in equipment, military equipment? They started tallying it up.
Oh, it's got to be.
They were like, this plane's $500 million. This radar is.
Here's the issue. The issue is that it's the easiest thing for Trump to be like, yeah, how much did Biden lose?
Yeah,
Leaving all that shit in Afghanistan.
Sure.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
Everything's always tit for tat.
Yeah.
It's not what you did.
No.
It's, yeah, I did that, but he did something worse.
No,
so mine's not bad.
The American people need to count up the bill, tally up the bill.
Yeah, I mean, by the time this is all said and done, just what we're missing in cash, right, is going to be $200 billion. But the economic impact that this has had is trillions.
And that's what I'm saying. And then what is the best potential benefit the American people will get with complete domination of the war. Like, what's the best booty you're going to get? Tell me, someone tell me. How are you going to win? You're going to prevent a country from having a nuke that doesn't even have a nuke?
At this point, yeah, but you're also preventing a country from getting a nuke that wants a nuke. And they've said they wanted it.
We had it prevented until he messed it up.
So we thought, until we knew that they have 60% enriched in radium, which they told us they didn't
American
have.
propaganda. They didn't have a nuke.
Again,
I'm with you.
I think it's propaganda on both sides.
Yeah.
I don't think they had a nuke. I think they're saying right now that they want a nuke. Like, they're saying it right now.
No, they're actually saying the opposite. They're saying, fine, we don't have to have a nuke. That's part of their ceasefire agreement.
No.
They'll take it. Oh, that's the one thing that messed them up.
Yeah,
that's
it's
right.
the one thing that messed
Yeah,
them
you're
up.
right. I'm sorry. That's the one thing that messed them up. I agree.
So they're not willing to give it up, which means that they were working towards it the whole time. In my mind, my opinion, is that they were working towards it the whole time. Well, brother, that's another Sunday edition
I like
of
the Sundays.
the Filterless podcast.
Less work shit going on. I like Sundays.
Yeah, well, and it's the middle of the day. Normally
it's
we're
good.
walking in here at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I've already had a full day drained.
yeah.
But
I like the
today,
Sunday.
walked in, well, I limped in because of my gout.
Yeah.
So no alcohol for me for a little while. But man, always good to see it. We
Always
had
good, baby.
such a great time this weekend.
Yeah.